What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. As we pretty much picked up from Survivor Series, we kicked it off with Shane McMahon, pretty much coming out, walking really slowly because of his injuries. His fans chanted, "You still got it." He pretty much shouted out everybody, on Team Raw, from, Jericho, Owens, Reigns. He was almost separated from his Jordans by him. He congratulated everybody for what happened last Sunday, but SmackDown did come out the victory and thanked Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. But he talked about Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, since they were unable to put aside their differences after Ambrose almost kind of really costed them the tag team match on Sunday against Raw, when pretty much he attacked AJ and pretty much the entire Shield attacked AJ Styles and powerbombed him in. As Dean Ambrose came out, and yeah, talk about Shane, like, got low energy out here, man. We got fresh snow. It's the Great White North and everything. And come on, gotta get some good to you. But Shane, probably, you didn't know, we didn't know he was gonna win, because when it came to you and your Shield friends right there, you kind of focus more on the negative. But he said, but he wanted to bring out the single man that pretty much helped win this whole team for SmackDown was James Ellsworth. As Ambrose pretty much, pretty much told Shane that, had a surprise and everything for Ellsworth, they were going to talk about it in the back, but he is getting a contract now. So this was rumored that James Ellsworth was going to get a SmackDown contract, so I guess he does have a legit contract now. And Ellsworth was happy about getting his contract, and he thanked Ambrose. It's been out of control, but he thanked them and everything. And pretty much Shane McMahon told him, yeah, you're done for the night. You're not going to be here. And he pretty much gave him the night off. He just kept bothering Shane, and Shane was already hurt since he kept touching him. He says, like, you're gone. You're not staying. You're leaving the building tonight. AJ Styles then walked out as he talked about SmackDown and everything. This undeserved opportunity. He talked about Ellsworth, says, I gave you the opportunity. I made you, pretty much. And, because guys like me have scratched, clawed, and bled over title shot. You've done nothing to get your title shot, which really is true, because AJ has scratched and clawed his way to where he is and worked his ass off. James Ellsworth there is just kind of lucky, so you know what? He needs a warm-up for his TLC match coming up, and he pretty much told Ellsworth to put his contract on the line and everything, because if I win, then I get your contract and we never see you again. If James Ellsworth wins, he gets another WWE title shot and still gets his contract also. As Ambrose says, I can beat you anyway. I beat you 2 times before. Which, I don't know why we're going back to this, James Ellsworth thing sometimes. Miz and Maurice in the back doing a photo shoot until Bryan came up. And talked about Miz giving and everything. But Bryan says, you know what? You did win your match, and Corbin cost Kalisto the Cruiserweight in the Cruiserweight division. So, you know what? You're going to be in an Intercontinental title match up next. Alright? And you're going against Kalisto. Now, as for James Ellsworth there, I'm going to save a lot about James Ellsworth, pretty much with him. Once again, being part of this show. James Ellsworth, I feel like they are over pushing this guy now. This guy has really been exposed. And now he's got another match against AJ again. Why? I don't know. It's like he's in the middle of this whole feud. This feud is supposed to be about AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. But it's pretty much James Ellsworth involved, and it looks like they have to keep going through him just to get a title shot if they beat James Ellsworth. And I don't know how long they're going to keep this going with him, but I'm going to get some more to the end of that. Miz went against Kalisto, which was a very bad camera angle from whoever was controlling the cameras, where Baron Corbin was supposed to jump in the ring, pretty much, interference. But he did come out even though the cameras all messed over the place. And Corbin pretty much got in, but Miz able to skull crush finale, hit the win. And then Corbin pretty much got in, hit the end of the days on Kalisto then. After that, Ziggler showed up and hit him with a super kick. Then pretty much Daniel Bryan and Shane Mann looked at the screen seeing things out of control. Alexa Bliss showed up, still wanting her title shot. Bryan didn't want to deal with it until Becky Lynch walked up then, talked about, you know, you're going to get this title shot at TLC pretty much. Natalya came in and once again blamed Becky Lynch for the loss at Survivor Series. Said, you know what, we're going to do a match tonight. Becky Lynch versus Natalya. So Shane pretty much booked the match then. And then Natalya started singing some song from Titanic as Alexa Bliss pretty much was pissed and walked off. Said, you can't be kidding me, and got out of there. Dean Ambrose came out with a pizza then somehow. Got in the building after Shane kicked him out. He somehow ended up in the building with a pizza. He was offering it to everybody. And I guess Natalya took one, you know, so it was a good pizza and stuff. But it pretty much went to Shane. Shane says, I told you to get out. You gotta go, okay? He tried to offer Becky Lynch some pizza, but Becky pretty much says, you're gonna take a pizza out of Natalya, which was a very bad joke Becky Lynch tried to do with her, but it just didn't work. So once again, Dean Ambrose got in the building somehow with a pizza, which they really have to get a lot of these matches booked tonight, because then there's a pay-per-view in the next 2 weeks. So it's a lot of random matches coming into TLC. They got to get control of. A tag team turmoil match happened. Whoever wins gets the #1 contender shot for the tag team championships. We kicked it off with the Ascension versus the Hype Bros. Hype Bros pretty much won. After that. What was it? Finish the Hype Driver. Next thing you know, Breezango came out. Breezango was able to beat the Hype Bros with a springboard elbow drop. American Alpha came out, took a quick work out of Breezango. American Alpha, pretty much, by the way, God, what happened to the Vaudevillains? They are done at this point. They are buried. They got, as soon as one of them stepped in, one got clothesline and got hit with a German suplex, and it was already over the Vaudevillains. They got killed tonight. Legit killed out there. Vaudevillains barely even lasted a minute. They literally lasted 5 seconds. But the match really began when it was the Usos going against American Alpha, which actually put on a really, really good match. Really, that's when the real match began, when you look at it. But American Alpha was able to hit the Grand Amplitude for the win. But then next thing you know, the Wyatt's music hit. No ring bell and everything. As the Wyatt showed up and said, next week, you know, you haven't faced all the teams, they told American Alpha. I guess it's going to be probably Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt going against American Alpha. See who gets the title shot then. Then we went back in the back. James Ellsworth was talking to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan said, you sure you want to do this and everything? Until Dean Ambrose showed back up again as the Mountie. And Bryan pretty much told Dean Ambrose, Shane's going to freak out if he sees you. Because Shane came in the ring and told him he was about to lose it. I told you to get out. You stressed me out. Out. I want you gone. Alright? I'm not playing anymore. Pretty much told insubordination and everything. But Bryan told Shane to calm down, take the rest of the night off. You're injured, you're hurt right now. Let's take the rest of the night off. And Ambrose says, and pretty much even Bryan asks, why are you dressed the Mountie? And everything. And how did you get in here? And he pretty much went on to say, I got a message for AJ Styles. The Mountie always gets his man. So Ambrose somehow just keeps getting back in here. I don't know how. No, I don't know how, but she does. I mean, they do. He does. Becky Lynch went against Natalya. Pretty good match. Alexa Bliss was on commentary. Becky Lynch won with the Disarmer. Pretty much after that, Alexa Bliss pretty much got in, took her out with a DDT. So that happened then. Daniel Bryan pretty much was on the phone until Miz showed up. He demanded Ziggler be suspended for doing a super kick. And you know, Bryan was tired of you two. He said, you know what? At TLC, this is gonna be the last match you have, and after that, you go your separate ways. And you know it's gonna be in a ladder match. So at TLC, it will be Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz in a ladder match. Carmella was on the phone to Nikki Bella, wanting to know who attacked her and everything, and told her that, you know what, I'm tired of you. And at TLC, once again, another match. It's going to be Carmella versus Natalya. Not Natalya, Carmella versus Nikki Bella in a no disqualification match at TLC. Kane went against Baron Corbin since Ryan put him in that match because he got tired of him jumping everybody tonight. Kalisto pretty much came out, hit him with a kick or Terminator or whatever, and pretty much Kane got the choke slam. It was by DQ anyways, and took out Baron Corbin. Kalisto pretty much was about to, he got in and was about to hit him with a chair, but I think he hit with a Van Terminator after that. He hit it with a chair with it, and pretty much he got off. I guess it'll be a chairs match between these two. And then we got to AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth in a ladder match. And somehow, some way, Dean Ambrose once again showed up with a Ottawa Senators jersey, got in the ring and took out Styles as James Ellsworth pretty much climbed the ladder. Styles tried to get back in. James Ellsworth really only did 2 moves. Some punches and that no chin music thing, and AJ got caught in the ropes, and Ellsworth, for the 3rd time now, has beaten AJ Styles. Listen, this whole James Ellsworth thing is getting exposed. Like, it's already exposed. This is overexposure now. And AJ looks like a goof nowadays with him. He is the champion, but it almost feels like he is some type of jobber-like champion losing to James Ellsworth. Though this is mostly hurting more of AJ. Really, I don't know if this is some people think this is a plan for Vince to humiliate him, but this is getting ridiculous now. And when you look at it, James Ellsworth is getting so big of a push in all these main event matches, these title shots, these high-profile spots and pay-per-views. And you wonder, some people look like he's more over and getting more pushes than Sami Zayn or the Cruiserweights or Cesaro and that is on Raw and stuff. So it's kind of going like, why is he getting this much airtime and main eventing this many Smackdowns for some reason and being part of pay-per-views and stuff? Even I'm not understanding at this point. So it wasn't really that good of a Smackdown show this week, because this whole James Ellsworth thing is just going way too far. I think it was good at first, but now it's overexposed. And the main 3 people in this entire feud is either James Ellsworth, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose. And AJ, once again, looks like a freaking goof out there. He looks like a jobber champion. And I don't know why. But, I don't know. Something probably has to change some way, somehow. But, hey, I'm not sure. I had a problem right there for a second, but they are really kind of killing AJ Styles out there, really. Because even he's barely getting any wins over any of these two. And Ellsworth, I'm surprised this is the 3rd time now the WWE Champion's been pinned by this guy. It's like, it was cool at first, but now this is just getting overexposed. What are they going to do when this whole thing's in? How far will you go with Ellsworth then and keep it in some type of high-profile spot? But I'm out of here. I can see you guys later. Make sure you check out my live reactions of the Survivor Series. And peace out.